That's the spirit.
Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries? Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries? Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries?
Oh, back again. Tell your co-workers, tell your friends. Now it's season 3, VPDs in 3D. Put on your glasses, turn on your TV. Steady standing Elena. Ooh, Klaus in the house, troubles are brewing. What else can Catherine ruin? Call the MFPD, it's Ash and Petey. About to release more podcasts on the streety.
Where's Stefan? He gave himself over to Klaus to save his brother.
Slow it down. Sipping on vervain, swerving in my lane. Brother's bond in my vein, trying to kill the pain.
Just give me the cure, and I'll do whatever you want.
Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast, where a guy is watching the series for the first time with a superfan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey, let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire, but please call me Pete, and I'm here with my co-host and co-parent, Ash. Hello, Ash.
Hello, Pete.
The Season 3 finale.
It is
Season 3, Episode 22, The Departed.
Wait, what?
The Departed.
Yeah, it's a different podcast if we were going to talk about the Departed.
Okay, so let's analyze the end. Was the rat a metaphor in The Departed?
Probably.
Was it a metaphor or a simile, using like or as?
Probably a metaphor.
Who is your favorite The Departed hunk?
Is DiCaprio in it? Yeah, him, of course.
We got Leo. We got Matt Damon.
Leo
Hey, speaking
for life.
of Damon, right?
Mm-hmm. Matt Damon, yeah.
We got Marky Mark.
Love Marky Mark.
We got old school classic hunk Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I've seen The Departed a couple times, but not in, like, over a decade.
Vera Farmiglia.
Oh, okay.
However you pronounce her name.
What about Casey Affleck?
Ooh, is
he
Affleck in there? I don't know. He's a Gone, Baby Gone,
Yeah.
and Gone Girl. Is he in both Gones?
Are you in Gone Girl?
No, that's Ben.
Okay.
But how's Ben Affleck going to be in Gone Girl and Casey Affleck's in Gone, Baby Gone?
I don't know. That's confusing.
And neither of them are in Gone in 60 Seconds.
And neither of them are in the Vampire Diaries.
No, but Matt Damon was in Good Will Hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey Affleck's also in Good Will Hunting. And Ben Affleck is too. Mm-hmm. That's the connection, that Boston connection.
Yeah, totally.
Also, Ash, I did some Good Will Hunting the other day. I got a couple t-shirts from the thrift store.
Yeah, I was trying to make a joke about the vampires hunting something, but I couldn't come up with it.
Let's see, did they do some good, like, mat hunting or something in this one? Some good Alaric hunting?
Yeah. They were trying. Mm-hmm. Some not so good hunting in this episode.
Ash, finales. Series finales, season finales.
Elfine.
You know, finales... Am I saying finale weird?
No,
Finale? Okay.
finale. That's how I say it.
Whenever you're watching a finale, are you like, finally? Finally,
Sometimes.
this season's over? What's the deal with these finales where they know that they have another episode coming? Like, they know they have another season coming. I feel like nothing should be promised tomorrow, what's promised today, or whatever. What's the saying?
Well, what about you when you write your books? Like, when you write the first book of a series, you know you're going to write a second book. Aren't you sort of thinking about where those characters are going to go?
I didn't with the first book or the third book, but I did with the second book.
Yeah, so maybe it just depends on the story and stuff.
The first book, and I'm talking about the Happenstances series, the first book was its own thing, and then the second book was like kind of branched off in what could happen. Mm-hmm. And then this third one, I don't have any plans to write a fourth one, but I certainly left a springboard.
Right.
But I wasn't like, with the second book, I was like, the last page sets up the next book.
Right. I wonder if, like, their filming schedule, if when they're filming the finale, are they already writing the next season? Or do they, like, have a real true, like, summer vacation where they all just kind of take a break from everything?
It varies. Mm-hmm. They could certainly be doing that. But even if they're like finishing shooting, like they could be like writer's room starts in like a couple weeks or whatever. Because usually you're not writing as you're shooting, or if you're writing with these 22 episode seasons, you could be writing like episode 12 and they start shooting episode 1 or something. So you have
some time.
Yeah, some track. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. And we don't look into this at all.
And I don't know about this aspect of this show whatsoever.
Yeah, and I don't look into it. I don't want spoilers. But I don't know. Look, we'll get into it. This finale had a lot of exciting things happening.
Oh, yeah.
But it is like, if the series ended on this episode, you would kind of be like, I feel unfulfilled.
I feel like if this series ended like 30 seconds before it actually ended, it could be a series finale.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So maybe they could have edited it in a way that it was the end, because it had that very like sad music, like finale sounding score at the end. I could see them just wrapping it up and slapping it up.
Wrap it up, slap it up.
But then they give you that, season 4 is coming.
Yeah, a little Carrie ending.
Yeah.
Carrie the movie ends in a way. Ash, we're being vague. We're talking about it. Let's get into the deets.
Let's do it.
Ash, the cold open.
Your favorite.
Our patented segment.
Is it our only segment? It's the cold open.
Brr. We have segments sometimes.
Okay.
All right, Elena's in her bed. Alarm is set for
6:45.
Rockstar by Pink. They sprung for a real song. So what? I'm still a rock star. I got my pop moves. Or rock moves.
I got my rock moves. Also, I remembered the time without writing it down. That's that superfan status.
Ash, Elena gets ready in her no-name cheerleader uniform.
I know. That bothers me the whole time.
Was it like that in season 1?
Yeah, they just didn't ever put like a...
It's the...
emblem or whatever on it.
The Mystic Fall Wolves or whatever it is. Timberwolves?
I think so. Actually, now I can't think of it.
Vampire Smiles.
Which is why they should put it on the uniform, then we would know.
Aunt Jenna.
They could just do a MF, Mystic Falls.
Yeah, this...
Or MFH or whatever.
These MFs. These MF cheerleaders. All right. Aunt Jenna is downstairs. And also, is this the first time we're seeing the actors of the mom and the dad? Grayson and other person?
I have seen them before. So I'm getting... Because I'm like, is this the first time that we've seen it in the first 3 episods? Or I just remember it?
I think you might remember.
That's why I'm getting it confused. Because even when they show the crash off of Wickery Bridge...
I don't think they've shown that crash before. And you were like,
this is not how I imagine it. And I'm like, this is exactly how it is.
No, I don't think they've ever shown the crash at all.
That's why watching all of it ahead of time is getting me mixed up.
So you're failing at your one job?
Because I'm like, yeah, I know it. But I just don't know if it was in the first 3 seasons or if it's from my memories.
It's from your memories. All right. In this episode, we see the infamous crash off of Wickery Bridge. We see the aforementioned Stefan saving Elena, not the parents, and we see the dad like, save Elena.
Yeah, pointing back to her.
Which, I know that they described this. I'm sure that they've described this And it was like, it was my sophomore year and blah, blah, blah. But I truly always pictured, like, Elena was a little baby.
Really? But she said it was in high school this whole time.
All right, well, I wasn't paying attention to that, and I didn't care about that. I always pictured crash off the thing, and, like, the parents were really hurt immediately, and, like, they weren't, and Elaine was just a little baby, and it was like, and Stefan comes and saves the baby or something.
That's so weird. I almost feel like they did show it. I remember seeing it, but I don't know. Now I'm getting confused. But I'm pretty sure they showed it.
No.
Because Stefan told Elena the story about how he was the one to have saved her.
Yeah, and I was putting all that in the more further back past.
Yeah.
So to see it play out with these actors I've never seen before. And the dad's like, I can talk underwater. Get Elena. I was just like, this is not how I pictured it.
Did you think it was really silly, or you just were like, oh, it's so totally different?
I just don't know who is hanging out underwater that long.
Well, definitely not. I would have died immediately, like 10 seconds in.
And also, yeah, who's hanging out underwater that long? Who's talking to the mystical being that's coming and saving them?
Well, they don't know he's a mystical being. He's just like a person that swam down to the water to get him.
If I was the dad, I'd be like, oh my gosh. But we just crashed for whatever reason. I don't even remember why. And there's a guy swimming down here. Like, this is crazy. I'd be like, what? I'd be like, whoa, 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 this is crazy. Save all of us. I just click my seatbelt. Get Elena, click my seatbelt. I'm out of here. Uh-huh. It would have gone down differently. Speaking of Marky Mark, like he said, if he was on the 9/11 plane, it would have gone down differently. Mm. If I was the dad in this car, it would have gone down differently.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Monday morning quarterback, but that's just what I'm saying.
Okay. Miranda Gilbert, by the way.
Is what?
And Grayson Gilbert are
Miranda
the adoptive parents.
How are you going to have a Meredith and a Miranda in the same show?
I know. They got a lot of, like, names that you can mix up with all the... Especially because they're all related. You're like, which Gilbert is it?
Gilbert. Grayson Gilbert. Is he the next Robin with Batman?
Oh, Dick Grayson.
Grayson Gilbert.
We have a snoring pug with us today.
Snoring pug with us. Look, I'm coming in hot. I'm saying things that I'm not even annoyed about. Just
well, definitely the whole car crash thing lasted way too long. Like the rescue. Mm-hmm. Both times. There's no way you're underwater that long.
But yeah, let's get back into it. Let's get into the details. We're jumping too much around.
Okay.
In general, I'll just say there's a lot of good stuff in this episode.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. In the first 4 minutes, there's like everything.
All right. Aunt Jenna, her mom, I said, we know this is a dream. Mm-hmm. It was all a dream. We used to read Word Up magazine.
Those people are dead.
And Elena wakes up in a hospital bed. It's a very short cold open.
It was, yeah.
I wasn't even that frigid yet. It was still a little warm.
Okay.
Meredith tells Jeremy that Elena will be fine. Just a little concussion.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, but she was bleeding out of her nose.
Yeah, we saw her, like, I talked probably for way too long about she got $1 Million Babied.
Yeah.
And then, did we also talk about our paint story about how we learned how paint works?
No, we didn't talk about that.
When we painted our garage?
We were so dumb.
Well, yes, we were.
We were, but we learned, and that's okay.
All right, so we'll do this quick. Look, this is going to be a long one. We're doing all this. This is the finale.
Okay, do it.
We painted our garage, and we wanted this...
At the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, we were like, man, we got like 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Let's paint this garage real quick. And we were like, we got to hurry.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be back to work in no time.
I know. We were so naive.
2 years later. So we ordered some paint for like touchless delivery or whatever. Did they send it to us, or did I went to pick it up or something? And they just put it in my trunk and I drove away.
Yeah, I think that was what it was.
Like a drug deal. So when I got the paint, it said white paint on it. And I was like, Ash, they gave us white paint.
I know.
And then
we didn't want white paint. That's not what we ordered.
No, we ordered like a very tasteful gray.
Yes, and some yellow.
And how did it play out? Did we like look on the website or did we open it up?
No, we were like reading all over the can, all this stuff. Then I think we called them or you drove back and you were like, "This is white paint," and they're like, "It always starts white."
Yes.
And then you add in the color and we mix it to make the color you want.
And they put
were
a
like,
little.
if you open it, it'll be the right color.
Even before that, they put a little dab on the
Yeah.
top with a little sticker or something.
But yeah,
all the paint heads are like screaming at us right now.
But they told us like when you open it, it'll be the color of this little dot.
And it was.
It was, and we were like, oh.
And that's why
We thought it was white.
in Alaric and Aunt Jenna's old room, the walls are painted like pink now.
Yeah, because it mixed in with her blood.
Yeah, she was bleeding up in the paint. She got $1 Million Babied and bled up in the paint.
Right.
We're going to take long anecdotes about every single moment.
Well, now we know how paint works.
We
And
know
maybe you do too. Maybe you never painted before.
There's probably like some young teens out there listening to this. They're like, we love Vampire Diaries, but we don't know how paint works. This is the podcast.
They'll be prepared. One day when they go to paint a room.
I would say also watch $1 Million Baby. That
Yeah.
might have slipped off your young teen watch list.
Totally. Because you weren't born yet.
Yeah. Ricky Lindholm is in that.
I think you might have said that last week.
There we go. Hilary Swank. Ricky Lindholm. This is also an ASMR podcast.
Oh my gosh, please don't.
Ricky Lindholm. Kate McCucci.
All right, moving on. I am going to try to keep us a little bit in check.
All right, is there anyone you want to call? Meredith asked Jeremy if there's anyone he wants to call, and they really don't have anyone to call.
I know, because Alaric was their guardian. Now he's, what do you call him? Calaric?
Evil Alaric?
Evil Alaric? Yeah. And then Elena was his guardian. How are you going to call your guardian when they're passed out? You can't.
Elena was Jeremy's guardian?
Well, after Alaric, she would be.
Yeah.
So who does he call?
Ghostbusters.
The bros.
The bros. He calls the bros Stefan and Damon, who are on a road trip. They do exposition. Every OG wants to kill Elena to kill Alaric because they are linked.
Right.
They're bonded or meshed or whatever I said. Jeremy.
That's what he wrote.
Jeremy, get Elena home, the bros say.
They said she's a sitting duck in that hospital bed.
Damon appreciates Stefan not being the dumbest bro on earth. Is he saying Jeremy is the dumbest bro on earth?
He is.
Oh, man.
I know. He's mad at Jeremy for just bringing her to the hospital. You brought her to the hospital when you have vampires who can help you?
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy's like, yeah. But we find out.
Well,
we didn't need to, I guess.
they need to keep Klaus's body hidden before Alaric kills him and their whole bloodline dies.
Right. They're trying to save Klaus and save Elena so that nobody dies. But they want to find Alaric.
Which am I confused about? Klaus doesn't die, but did Bonnie put Ty into Klaus's body and so now Ty is dead from being stabbed?
They don't say what happens to Ty. But you are right that Klaus is in Ty's body.
So was it... Okay, Klaus is in Ty's body, but was Ty in Klaus's body and was Ty given the eye? Was it Ty with the eye? All episode like... just looking around?
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think Bonnie would sacrifice Tyler like that?
Did he wrong her?
Not exceptionally.
Okay. Because she's been wronged, and she holds a grudge.
She's been wronged by Elena and by the bros, and she saves them all the time.
Dang. All right. All right. Alaric visits Meredith in the hospital. He's Elena's guardian now. and has been. Okay, he has eyes and ears everywhere. The townspeople. He says some weird stuff this episode. Like, he says that, like, everyone's looking out for me. And also later, he's like, you would be surprised that, like, the cops work, like, when they're not covering up for vampires or something.
Yeah, he says all that because remember last episode, he goes to the town council and he's, like, dismantling all the vampire stuff that's going on in the town. He wants it just to be, like, a regular town. So he's like, everything's much more efficient when there's not all these vampires running around. That's why he keeps trying to tell everyone.
So, a non-vampire, like, hit up his Samsung celly and was like, hey, your conservator or whatever the opposite of guardian is, Elena.
Right.
Your minor or whatever is here.
In the hospital.
Yeah, someone called him and said that. And then, like, he got the cops to look for whoever in the uncle basement or whatever to find Ty or whatever he does later.
That's what he says he's been doing.
And we just have to believe that.
Yeah, well, they don't show any of it. But
They don't show any of it. Let's get a network of regular folk.
making phone calls.
Yeah, making phone calls. Just like a 2-second, like, just like a, like, just like a guy at the payphone in the hospital, just like.
It could be like a little split screen. Like, there's like 3 little screens on one side and then a Alaric, and just everyone like, where you can see like the phone line.
Would
Old
love that.
school.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That's what we need. Then I would believe it. So Alaric knows about Meredith Fell's vampire blood, though.
Yeah.
And he just, like, pours it out on her desk on her papers. That's so disrespectful.
I know. Well, he could have, like, poured it down a sink or something, but he just poured
Or
it.
just taken it or something.
Yeah, he just poured it out. It's like, what a big mess.
And he reported her to the authorities, like the board and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He's got, like, major hall monitor vibes.
Yeah, totally. Also, I was the hall monitor.
I bet.
I was good at it.
Mm-hmm. He's getting the town back under control. He's going to get Elena to his custody. I said, he's a stern daddy. And Elena is gone from her, I was going to say hotel room, but hospital room.
Oh, yeah.
And daddy is mad.
I know. He's like thinking he came in there fast enough to be able to snatch her up and...
Maybe if he didn't spend too much time pouring out blood on desks, he could have caught her.
I know. But also, like, him with Elena isn't really a bad combination because he wants her alive, at least for now. Like, he wants her to live her life and, you know, until he can kill all the vampires.
Right.
But he didn't get to do what he wanted to do because Jeremy called the bros, listened to them, and got her the heck out of there. Because they were right.
Matt and Ty, my buddy Ty, and Caroline bring Elena home. I said, Alaric is just going to be there so soon. Like, they bring her home. That's like the next place he'll look.
Right.
But I guess if he wants her safe, he'll just go do something else. Because he's like, she won't die over there probably. Caroline offers Elena tea or vodka. And I said, why not both? And then Caroline said, okay, tea with vodka, just like I said.
I know, but I was like, ew, tea with vodka. It needs to be rum.
Ash
or
said,
whiskey.
gotta go rum. And I said, I wrote whiskey.
Yeah, rum or whiskey.
Rum and tea?
Yeah, like dark rum. Like, what's that one that we drink in the wintertime? Spiced rum.
Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
Put your leg up on the barrel.
Totally.
Flashback or dream. Elena is with Matt, and she and Bonnie are talking about style, flared jeans. They're like talking about 2 years previous and how weird the style is.
No, that's not what they're talking about.
Tell me.
They're talking. This is before Bonnie knows she's a witch, and she's like saying that she had these predictions about different stuff. She predicted that flared jeans are coming back, which she's right because Elena only wears flared jeans or like boot cut. No, I think they're flared technically. And then she said that she had a bad feeling about the bonfire.
Oh.
And that's when Elena gets in the fight with Matt, and she leaves, and she calls her parents to pick her up, and then they get in the accident off of the Wickery Bridge.
Oh, yeah, because they were talking about was Bonnie psychic or not.
Yeah. But Bonnie didn't know she was a witch yet, but she was like, I'm psychic.
Mm-hmm. Matt and Elena are going steady. They smooch. They're going to said bonfire.
That's because Matt and Elena have been together since they were in the crib. Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah. They're up in the crib. Mm-hmm. Matt has to go see Coach Tanner. Remember Coach Tanner? A fave from
R.I.P.
season 1, and he gets his face ripped off or whatever happened. Coyote attack. And Elena didn't say I love you to Matt.
I know. She's kind of over it at that time.
In the present timeline, Matt is watching Elena sleep like a weirdo, and he's like, what were you dreaming about?
I know.
Like a creep. Watching her sleep like a weirdo, asking what she was dreaming about like a creep.
And they're not together anymore. They're not that close. Like, they're good friends, but, like, it's weird to immediately wake up and someone be like, what were you dreaming about? It's like, whoa.
I'd be like, I don't know, leave me alone.
Give me some space.
She was dreaming about sophomore year, though, Ash.
Sophomore?
Mm-hmm. It was forever ago. Mm-hmm. Sophomore year was forever ago.
Sophomore.
But Elena says, sorry that she strung him along.
Yeah.
Ash, I said they never do this shallow of flashbacks.
No, it's usually hundreds of years.
Or, 1700s or whatever, and 1920s was about as shallow as they went. Did they ever, because we never saw, oh man, I never wrote my fan fiction of 19 whatever Chicago when they saw Bon Jovi.
Yeah. I know, I'm like, is that what you're saying real?
But they flash back to just like 2007 or something.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I think the 1920s is probably the earliest.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, just now.
Elena has to let one of the bros go, Ash.
I know people have been telling her this, and Matt is for some reason super interested in this the whole episode.
Yeah, he wants to know which bro.
Yeah, it's like, also Matt, it doesn't concern you.
Could the answer be neither? But then Stefan shows up, as if on cue.
Right.
Jeremy is getting food from the grilly. Mm-hmm. Alaric, does Alaric pass him a beer?
Yeah, Alaric got 2 beers. Jeremy did not drink it.
Oh, what if he was like, I'm getting 2 beers, what do you want? They need to talk though, Ash.
They need to talk.
If he's Mr. Civic Duty, like getting the townspeople to call his Samsung and stuff, but now he's giving beer to a minor, doesn't that kind of like not jibe with his stern daddy persona?
I know. And also, Jeremy was just like living alone, like he was in college, but he's younger than Elena. He was just in high school. But didn't it feel like he was doing like college vibes?
Yeah.
Because he had his own apartment and he was playing frisbee with the dog and batting cages
with his best friend Cole.
Yeah. But
we didn't see his apartment though. We just saw that hotel by the mountains.
No, in a different episode we saw him in his
with that. I remember that like a still picture of him running with that dog though.
Yeah.
That was cool. Matt and Elena are at the house. Stefan is there. She doesn't want to be on the run for the rest of her life, Elena.
Right.
They're letting her make her own decisions. And then Elijah shows up, and I was like, but we like him now, right? Mm-hmm. And we do.
I also think that it's good for Stefan to let Elena make her own decisions, because one of the things that Elena didn't like about Stefan is that he was so controlling over her. Mm-hmm. And Damon is too, even more than Stefan is. But I think that shows Stefan's growth.
Yeah, I there was like a close-up of Stefan's growth, and I was like, that's weird. That's gross. He needs to get that looked at by a dermatologist.
Oh, my God.
Alaric and Jeremy...
I can't ever say anything serious in this podcast.
Alaric and Jeremy are at the grilly. Alaric wants to know where Klaus's body is. Obsessed. Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. Ash, people always say that. People always say, even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. That's extra. You shouldn't say that. You should be like,
I don't know.
if I knew, I would tell you, but I don't know. Even if that's a lie and you do know and you wouldn't tell them, just be like...
Because then it sounds like they would trust you.
Just be like, oh man, I hear you. I feel you. Oh, I wish I knew where Klaus's body was. I would tell you immediately.
I wish I could tell you, but I don't know.
Yeah. Not, oh, even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. It's like...
That's just being mean.
It was like, okay, so even if you didn't know, you wouldn't tell me, so let me just, like, torture you... in case you know, because you said if you didn't know, you wouldn't tell me.
Maybe you know.
Maybe you do know, maybe you know, and I could torture you.
Oh.
To tell me.
Got it. All right, I'll make sure to never say that to anyone.
Yeah. When people are like, where's those something, be like,
I don't know.
Oh,
I would tell you.
I would tell you immediately.
But I have no idea.
Like, I would love to tell you right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's some good advice.
Alaric is saying it's for Elena's good if he kills all the vampires, which it probably is.
I mean...
all vampires dead, she'd be chilling.
But she'd be very sad.
Oh. She'd be sad.
She'd lose the 2 guys that she's in love with and her best friend.
Yeah, that's true. All her friends are something now, so...
Right.
She probably would be sad.
You'd be sad.
No parents, no friends.
No aunt, no nothing.
No stern daddy.
Even her bio parents are gone.
Yeah, Alaric's wife.
Isabel.
Is her mom. Right? Do we know her bio dad?
Yeah, Jonathan Gilbert? No. Wait, is that the uncle?
Uncle Dad.
Yeah, Uncle, what did you call him?
Father, Uncle.
Father, Uncle John.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, Jonathan, that's what I said.
Man, her bio parents are weird. And then her adoptive parents were like her uncle or something? Uncle and aunt?
Yeah. It was
because
Grayson is her uncle.
And then Aunt Jenna's like another aunt.
Yeah, Aunt Jenna. Is Aunt Jenna related
it's like her
to the
sister? It's like
the mom's sister.
Yeah, mom's sister.
Yeah, because she's not a Gilbert.
Man, a tangled web.
I know. It's hard to say it all out loud. I guess that's our job here on this podcast, though.
People know it better than us. But we put the flavor on there. We put the mustard on there.
Oh, yeah.
When I die, Alaric says, vampires will no longer exist. Weird flex, but okay. Let Elena live a long, healthy human life. Put a spell on Alaric. And then, like, when Elena dies, Alaric will die. Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Well, he's, like, really sacrificing himself in the end in that way. Instead of, like, after I kill all the vampires, then I'm just going to kill myself and it'll be over. It's like, but he's actually still protecting Elena.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Spell-related / guilt-related.
Well, I don't know. He really takes care of her. She's a guardian. I mean, he's a guardian.
And Alaric shows off his cool steak that it's chromed out. It's on spinners.
It's wrapped in foil.
TV's in the headrest.
We have Bath and Body Works soap. And a steak covered in foil.
Sometimes I cover my steak in foil before I throw it on the grill.
That's a good idea.
Elijah wants to take the steak away, and then his family will scatter and run away forever. He won't revive Klaus in Elena or her children's lives.
All right. Elijah contradicts himself in this because he says they will scatter to the ends of the earth. But then Elena says, why do you want Klaus's body? He said, he's my brother. We are always together, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, are you about to scatter or are you going to stay together?
Right?
Which one is it?
Can't have both.
But I do like Elijah. He always is a man of his word. He cares so much lying about loyalty and this and that, but he seemed a little bit confused.
He was confused. I'm confused. They're all just talking about Elena dying in front of her. Like, oh, yeah, we'll give her, like, she's going to be like 80 or whatever.
Yeah.
They're putting a very finite time on her life.
Well, but Elijah did say that they won't revive Klaus until after her grandchildren not her grandchildren, but her children are alive.
I said they're all going to be looking at their watches when she's 80, like, do I get to hang out with Klaus again or what? Mm-hmm. Return Klaus's body, no harm to Elena. Damon is on the phone saying, no. Elena makes the deal to return Klaus, though.
Yeah.
Alaric outed Lockwood and Forbes to the council. Mm-hmm. Caroline and Ty need to get out of town.
Yeah, they're just finding out about this from their moms.
Yep. Matt and Jeremy are scheming. They want to get Elena away from these vamps. Jeremy is thinking about helping Alaric. Mm-hmm. Matt knows where Klaus's body's at.
That's what he says, yeah.
They call Alaric. They're burying him in the woods off Route 12.
Which is not true.
Alaric says Jeremy is doing the right thing for his sister, but Jeremy is in the room with everyone setting a trap, and Alaric bought it, but then later Alaric does have the upper hand.
Right. Because all of the townspeople are helping him.
Oh, yeah, all the phone calls. Mm-hmm. Ty and Caroline are discussing leaving town as well. This MF is going to be empty.
I know, but isn't this part a little bit emotional when they're like, what are we going to do? We're going to stay? We're going to go? What are we going to do? It's like, we're going to leave forever? I don't know. And then, like, by the time they decide that they're going to leave, like, like Caroline's a little bit excited. Uh-huh. Because it's like...
She turns on a dime.
It's kind of exciting to be like, I want to run away with my boyfriend. And, you know, all of a sudden, but... Yeah. Every character on this show has to make two decisions or, like, run away, keep running for the rest of their lives. Yes.
That'd be annoying to me. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I will go anywhere with you, even if we have to spend our lives running. All right, but first she's going to help her friends. Caroline's going to help her friends.
But also Caroline's like, I will spend my life running. And Elena's like, I will not spend my life running. Mm-hmm. I guess it's different when you have hundreds and hundreds of years. I don't know.
Damon and Bonnie have Klaus's body at a storage unit. Mm-hmm. Klaus is gray and veiny, but his eyes are open. That's funny. Bonnie does some exposition about all the bloodlines. Mm-hmm. Stefan and Elena. She wants her bro to be safe. Every time someone walks out of their house, they may not make it home, Ash.
Yeah, that does happen to Elena often.
They have some angst. Then they smooch in case there is no later.
I know. I like this because she's like going to say something to Stefan, like whether or not she chooses him or whatever, but she doesn't say it. Then Stefan looks away, but he has just like a moment in the foreground. Mm-hmm. And then he turns around and gives her a good kiss. And I appreciate it because Stelena forever.
Steady standing Stelena?
Yes.
The bros talk on the phone. They discuss their plan. Damon is expecting Rebecca, but Alaric shows up.
Yes, that's a surprise.
And breaks Damon's neck. Matt.
Isn't it interesting, though, that Alaric doesn't just kill Damon? Like, he's talking about killing all the vampires, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he must still care about Damon somehow.
I don't know. Matt brings Elena some honeyed tea. He sucks at tea, he says.
Yeah, but now you know that's a lie.
Yeah, I know he's great at tea.
Yeah, he's so good at it that he can drug her with it.
Yeah, he's like the tea guy at the grill. Like if someone orders tea, give it to Matt.
He's got it. He never over honeys.
Nope, he's got a proper amount of honey. He uses loose leaf. He brings the tea to a proper temperature. He does not suck at tea.
He does not.
Elena tells Matt about how Stefan saved her life on the bridge. Being with Stefan made her want to live again. You should love the person that makes you glad you're alive. Is her sage advice.
That's what she says, yeah.
But Damon, when she's with him, it consumes her. Can't love them both. When she chooses one, she'll lose the other. She wishes she had her mom.
Yeah.
Okay, Elena is at the party. Both her parents are with Aunt Jenna. I said, okay.
For family game night.
Family game night. I said, have we seen these actors before? No. Elena is mad at Matt for talking about college and marriage. She's not ready for all that.
It's only sophomore year.
Jeez Louise, they're like 15 or something. She doesn't want to lose Matt. She hates losing people, even back then. That's part of her thing. She hates losing people.
I mean, who likes it?
Matt drugged her with the tea. He's getting her out of town.
So she's doing lots of sleeping in this episode because that's why she's having all these
Sleeping,
these dreams.
dreaming.
Yeah.
Waking up at 6:45. Alaric is breaking open all of the locks at the storage unit place. Rebecca shows up looking for Damon. Alaric pulls out his chromed out stake, riding on 20s, spinners. They don't stop. Damon grabs Rebecca up. Alaric goes
to shush her so Alaric can't find her.
Alaric goes to 10:20, but the coffin isn't there. So he whooshes out and fights Damon and Rebecca. And Klaus looks so scared with his eyes, like his eyes are screaming. He's like,
yeah, and just looking to the side like.
It reminds me of our pugs. How they're like, oh, they're so scared. Like, did someone mention a food item? Did someone crinkle
A plastic
wrapper?
bag? Yeah.
Alaric stakes Klaus and he sets on fire. Ooh.
He sets on fire and they close the coffin.
Whoa, your Klaus is on fire. Rebecca runs away.
I'm going to spit out my drink on that one.
Damon calls Stefan. Do they feel anything? So Klaus has been staked, so all the vampires go into panic mode of like, are we going to die because our bloodline has been severed?
Right, because that's what they have learned.
And no, they feel fine so far. Stefan wants to say goodbye. Damon and Elena
Stefan,
say goodbye.
No, hold on. So, he's like, you're too far away to make it back. And Damon's like, oh, for our epic goodbye. And he's like, well, not with me, to Elena. Which is so nice that Stefan, even though he loves Elena, acknowledges that his brother loves her too. And he's like sad for him that he won't get to say goodbye to Elena. That's nice. Instead of them like competing, they're both like, well, we're both sad. Yeah.
Damon says, call me if you cough up a lung. Jeremy tells Stefan that Elena isn't at home. Matt and I are getting her out of town. These humans.
I know everyone had their own little plan, which that never really works out. Everyone needs to like communicate and work together instead of people always going rogue.
Yeah. Stefan is mad. Klaus was lying. We'll be okay.
That's what they're telling themselves. Yeah.
Elijah and Caroline come in and they're like, what happened? Elena wants to go back to Mystic Falls in case everyone dies. Damon is 100 miles out of town. She can drive to him or go back to Stefan. It's her choice. And Elena calls Damon because she's going to Stefan and her friends.
Right. At least she can be like, well, there's more than Stefan there. Like, it gives her a little bit more, like,
yes,
edge.
but if it mattered, then only Damon would matter.
Yeah. But they have a nice heart-to-heart on the phone. She says she loves... Okay, if it was down to Stefan and Damon, who would get the goodbye? And she says she loves Stefan. I know, but if you think that they're about to both die, couldn't she just be like, it would be you? And then she could say the same thing to Stefan?
Well, that's along the lines of the, even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you.
Yeah.
So it would be like, oh, man, it'd totally be you. But, Ty, Caroline, Stefan's kind of an afterthought. So, totally would be you. Ty, gotta go, Caroline, but totally would be you. And if you don't die, let me know.
Yeah. And then she'll have some splaining to do.
Yeah.
But she tells him.
And then she'd be like, please die, please die, please die. Damon is sad. It's always going to be Stefan.
That's what Elena said to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Catherine said that to him before, too. It's always going to be Stefan. It's always Stefan to Damon. Poor Damon.
Elena has to let Damon go, and Alaric is back to fight Damon some more.
Mm-hmm.
Caroline runs to the uncle basement, and Ty is there.
Yeah, that's where they were meeting up before they went out of town together.
Caroline tells him that Klaus is dead, and Ty's like, dang. Everyone is
I'm a lost cause.
Everyone is making their stoic death speeches this episode.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it feels like a series finale. Because everyone's having their little moment.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the very end, it's like, surprise.
Ty groans and coughs. Caroline feels fine. Ty starts turning into a werewolf, so Caroline will run away.
Yeah, because he's trying to tell her to leave. He doesn't want her to watch him die, but she won't leave. She's like, no, I'm going to stay with you. And then he's like, leave.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like werewolf. Beast from Beauty and the Beast, right? Doesn't he get mad?
Mm-hmm.
And go, leave.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You put a flower in my hair.
Does she put it in his hair?
Belle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she dresses him up.
And she
in the suit.
Puts bows on him and stuff.
Yeah. Come on, Ash. Step your game up. Let's see. Elena tells Matt that Ty is dying, and Matt is so sad. He's like comically like almost like Wet Hot American Summer, like crying while driving.
He was even crying before that shot. Like when they showed him, before she even told him that, he had already been crying. Probably because they were doing the scene for a while.
Yeah.
But that's his best friend.
That's his bro.
That's sad.
Rebecca tells Elijah that Klaus is gone. Tyler Lockwood is dead, Elijah says. How are the bros still alive, these vampires, in the bloodline? Mm-hmm.
They're like, they're supposed to be dead. They're like, did you sire them? Did you? No one. I think it's got to be Klaus.
Bonnie goes to the uncle basement. She swapped Klaus into Ty's body, but where is Ty? Mm-hmm. In Klaus's body with the crazy eyes?
Is that your Pete-diction?
I think so.
So you think he's dead or alive?
Dead or alive. I think that he is alive.
Okay.
He only stabbed the chains and Bonnie made a fire spell, so it looked like I burned up or some BS.
Okay.
You know, there's this new Marvel movie, Morbius. I guess not old. I mean, it's not new. It's out. It was out a while ago.
Morbius is more BS.
More BS. Yeah, they were like, all right, hey, Stan Lee or whoever, we need another character. Oh, you want more BS? Yeah, that sounds good. What's his deal? That's probably what happened.
That's funny.
Rebecca is calling Stefan. Stefan is getting into his cool car. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to run anymore. Some people do want to run. Some people don't want to run, Ash.
Yeah, and
it's really a mixed bag, but everyone has a position on running or not running.
Also, they can change their mind at any moment.
Yeah, they could be like, I'm going to run. Actually, I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. But in this episode, we get a full, tally of everyone.
Okay, you go interview each person.
Yeah.
Do
Caroline,
you want to run for the rest of your life?
Caroline, run for the rest of her life. Ty, run for the rest of her life. Rebecca, not so much.
Elena, no.
Yeah. Just, okay, and update your friggin' whiteboards. Do you say whiteboard or whiteboard?
Ew, whiteboard.
Yeah, but people say whiteboard.
No way.
Like laptop. Your laptop computer.
No. Those are terrible. Laptop and whiteboard?
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
When the teacher, who by the way had corn rolls, when they were writing on the whiteboard, I was taking notes on my laptop in the library.
Oh. This is why reading is important.
It is.
I mean, you can see how words are spelled, and then you can say them correctly.
All right. Let's see. Klaus is dead. No deal. They're going to get rid of Alaric, so they're going to kill Elena on the bridge.
Yeah, they're just like, we were supposed to have Klaus's body. That's why we made the deal. He's dead, so we're going to kill Elena.
Matt swerves off the bridge to not hit Rebecca.
He should have just hit Rebecca.
He should just hit Rebecca. She'd be fine. Elena has a flashback of her dad driving off the bridge.
Yeah, what did you think about this, like, back and forth flashback of the two? I know that we said they were underwater too long and it was kind of silly, but, like, did you like how it was, like, parallel?
No, it was confusing. And, like, one was a car and one was a truck, but Matt's beat-up truck looked older than the car. So I was like, is the old beat-up truck is the present and the newer car is the past?
Maybe you would have gotten it better if you didn't have to take notes.
Also, Elena's not a baby in this one. Like, what's happening?
I don't know where along the lines that you came up with she was a baby. It happened in high school. It was very clear that this happened in high school, and she was dating Matt, and then after her parents died, she broke up with Matt. Like, that's how it all began. The whole season. The series.
I thought she said, I was drowning and I said goo goo gaga and my bottle floated up.
I wish I had known that you thought this the whole time so I could have told you.
It was more of a subconscious thing. I was just seeing it playing out and it just, it looks very similar. It's like she's wearing a tank top in this one and a tank top in that one or something like that. Like she looks... It's obviously the same actress in the same year, so it's just like there's not that much of a difference. We're seeing the dad that we never seen before. The mom's just like...
I think we have seen them before, at least in pictures.
Ooh. Alaric is beating up Damon.
Alaric is beating up Damon so much.
Says he's the real Alaric now. I'm the real me now.
Yeah, like this is who he's meant to be.
Yeah, like he's like that old Alaric.
That nice one who was your friend.
Yeah, that's not the real Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Weeknd said, when I'm
yeah, I'm the real me.
When he is under the influence of substances, that's the real him.
Yeah, well, yikes.
So Alaric, when he's
witch spelled.
That's the real him.
That's what you would think if you're under a witch spell.
That's what a witch spell guy would say.
Right.
This is the real me. When I'm under the influence of substances, that's the real me.
When I'm under the influence of witch spells,
that's the real me.
That's the real me.
And how could you think that, though? Like, this witch put a spell on me, finally I'm the real me.
Yeah, it makes no logical sense.
Damon is laying in the road in Elena's flashback. We get a flashback to that bonfire.
Okay, this reveal is huge.
Okay, it's huge only because they set up earlier in this episode. Look,
it doesn't matter how far ahead you set it up.
No, it does. If they had set it up in episode 1, like, man, I met Stefan first, so therefore I can never go to Damon because I met Stefan first. Then 3 seasons, 22 episodes later, you could be like, hold on, for 3 seasons, episode 22, I've been thinking she met Stefan first.
Well, we have been thinking that she met Stefan first for all 3 seasons.
No, we haven't been thinking that. We haven't been thinking anything.
Yeah, because that's what we saw. We saw her meet Stefan first. She fell in love with Stefan. She fell in love with Damon way later, and she tells Damon, when she tells him goodbye, if only I had met you first. And he's like, like, because he knows that they did meet first.
Which only makes him better.
It does make him better.
Than Stefan.
Oh, no, just better version of himself.
No.
It makes him better, but it's so heartbreaking that even in that moment, he doesn't even tell her. He could take away her, what do you call it?
Compilation?
Yeah. He could take away her...
I say cajole in here.
Cajole, yeah. He could take away her compilation and just let her remember, and then she'd be like, oh my gosh, it was you. And then she'd pick him and all this stuff, but he... Probably
he's a good bro.
He's a good bro, but also probably because he thinks he doesn't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just heartbreaking to be like, to see this scene and see them before Elena's parents died. I love this scene.
But also, she's fully 15 or something, so
But she looks exactly like Catherine, who is the first love of his life.
Damon calls her Catherine, and I said they met first, which we just talked about for an hour. Elena tells Damon that
We talked longer about $1 Million Baby.
in a fight with her boyfriend, Ricky Lindholm. She got in a fight with her boyfriend,
A.K.A. Matt.
You want a love that consumes you, passion, adventure, and danger, Damon says.
That's who Damon is.
And then Elena's parents pick her up because she's 15 and Damon is 170. Damon cajoles her to forget they met. In 2.5 years, when you're 17 and 8 months, then it will be right.
She's 18 by now.
Well, now she's 18 forever, so we can slay like this forever.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll never not suck a blood bag.
You're ruining the song.
Okay, sorry. She is 18 forever now, though.
Spoilers.
Elena's parents pick her up. It was a Friday night. She wore cologne to get the feeling right. Damon. Okay, that's the night they drive off the bridge. Ash, she met Damon the night that they drove off the bridge, and Stefan saved her. Why didn't Damon save her?
Damon was busy tricking people into giving them their blood.
Dang. Well, there you go.
Laying in the road.
Damon. Oh, and is that the very first scene of the whole series? He was laying in the road, and then was that the same night though? We don't know, but that's when he ate those campers. The first 3 episodes were like the cold open was him eating campers and stuff.
Maybe he didn't eat anyone that night because he got distracted. Because Elena, they don't like really show it.
What they should have done.
And see what clothes he's wearing.
Yeah, we should look into that also, which we won't. But we should. What if she drove away with her parents, and then the couple who were like, "Whoa, we love Dave Matthews Band" or whatever, rolled up? That would be great.
That would be great.
Wow. All right. In the present, Damon is fighting back Alaric. All right. Matt and Elena are at the bottom of the river or whatever because they drove off in his old truck that's older than the new car in the flashback. It's like her and her parents.
Yeah.
Stefan swims down and saves Elena in the flashback. Stefan is also saving Matt and Elena in the present. Stefan saves Matt. Elena dies.
Yeah, Elena is sacrificing herself for Matt. Which...
Matt already died. Just let him die.
But it makes sense because Matt has lived like a pretty human life.
Uh-huh.
And Elena has a very complicated supernatural life. So I feel like she's like, she always wants to protect her friends. It's true to her character to want to save Matt.
So if Elena died, Alaric would die, and no vampires would die.
Correct.
But if Matt dies...
It's just Matt.
Yeah, it's just Matt. And he's already died before by drowning, and he was brought back to life?
Yeah, but by a supernatural spell, he didn't have a spell on him this time.
I keep slapping my bare thigh for some reason. We just get Bonnie over there in the helicopter.
No, you can't do it like that. It's too late.
Who did it the first time?
They did it before he died. You can't supernatural spell someone to come back to life when they're already dead.
Well, but riddle me this. It's fake, so write another fake thing. The Deus Ex Machina.
Would that be good television? You didn't even like when you found out that you could throw stuff into a house when you're a vampire. Like, if you're going to break that rule, you can't just be like, well, you can just do a witch spell after they die. Then it's like, then do that every time. It would not work.
I feel like they do that every time.
No, they don't.
They don't. Everything is locked up.
But you're right. Elena dies. She drowns.
Elena is dying, so Alaric is getting gray and veiny.
And this is so sad when Alaric starts to be like... I didn't even feel sad for Alaric, actually. Yeah. But I felt so sad for Damon when he realizes that Alaric is dying, which means Elena is dying.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad.
So sad.
It made me tear up.
But what actually pinged my emotional sensors a little bit more was nice Alaric going to talk to Jeremy. And I was like, oh, he's a ghost. And then Jeremy was like, you're a ghost.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was emotional too, where it was, regular Alaric, regular ghost Alaric to say goodbye.
I miss regular Alaric.
Yeah, I know, because...
I was tired of Stern Day.
I can't remember his name.
Evil Alaric.
Evil Alaric. I always want to say kill something.
Kill Alaric is good too.
Kill Alaric. Evil Alaric is so annoying.
The Killaric content of a beverage.
Oh yeah, he said caloric. Oh gosh, I was like, what? Yeah, that part was emotional too, and the music was emotional. And then Alaric is dying, and then Damon is crying, and then you see Elena on the table, and Stefan is crying. Ugh, so sad.
So sad. Damon goes to the hospital. And Meredith is like, Elena had bleeding in her brain. It wasn't just a concussion. So I already gave her vampire blood. And then she wakes up, and so now she's a vampire.
The end.
The end.
She goes,
Give me blood. It's weird. She says, give me blood.
well, do you think she's going to turn to a vampire?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless the next 4 seasons take place in 6 hours.
Okay.
It's like 24, only it's 1 minute per episode.
Okay, I want to hear more Pete-dictions, but we need the rating, the fangs.
2 fangs.
2 fangs. So good.
2 fangs!
So good. So good.
Yeah, it was good. There was a lot going on. I obviously have my qualms.
Of course.
My DJ qualms. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
DJ Qualls, the new guy? I don't know. DJ Qualms.
Okay, so what do you think is going to happen in the cold open of season 4?
I mean, it's obviously going to be, and it's going to be immediately that moment. Will people have gotten their between season haircuts, or will they have shot the cold open? I think they will have already shot the cold open with the season 3 material, so people won't have new haircuts until after the title.
Okay.
And there might even be a time jump. I don't know, but there will be haircuts.
And you think Elena will turn? Do you think we'll see her like go through like all the stuff where she's like super ravenous and all that? Because we've seen a couple people turn already.
I think they might do some low key some of that, but all right, Pete-dictions, broad spectrum.
Okay.
There's definitely gonna be Catherine's gonna show up and be like, so you're a vampire now too? Me.
Mm-hmm. Which, if she's a vampire, you know that means that she's no longer the doppelganger.
Yeah, Klaus is going to be mad.
But Klaus is in Tyler's body.
Mm-hmm. And where's Ty? I think Ty and Klaus will probably get back into their respective bodies pretty toot sweet, pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. But wait. Does Caroline know... Okay, hold up. Does Caroline know that Klaus is in Ty's body? Because Klaus could exploit that. Right,
because he wants to be with Caroline.
Yeah, there might be some of that going on. Probably just like a smooch, probably not like a whole thing. And then Caroline will be like, oh my gosh, I kind of like you, but none of you are going to be in my friend Ty's body. Bonnie is going to continue to do everything for everyone all the time.
But she did this body swap thing all by herself.
Mm-hmm.
She told no one. She was like, I need to be alone with him, with Klaus, before he got killed.
Yeah. These OGs.
You think Stefan and Elena are gonna be together?
They're probably gonna be some more bro stuff for a minute before she settles on one of them. I don't know, because what would put them strongly together? Like, oh, I'm a vampire now. We can be together forever. Unless
what?
she could be like, oh, I'll be with you for 100 years. I'll be with Damon for 100 years. We're just going to be around forever now.
That actually would work out well. Then
We'll
she
just
doesn't really
switch
have
out.
to choose.
Like, where's Catherine at? Let's just switch off every 100 years.
That's pretty smart. Who gets the first 100?
It doesn't matter. They're immortal. Let's see. Where's Alaric at? He's just all the way dead?
He's gray and veiny.
He's gray and veiny. Jeremy, he's going to go make friends with a new dog. I don't know, Ash.
All right.
That's about it.
I'm excited for a little break, but I'm really excited to start the next season.
Yeah, we're going to probably take the summer off. I'm going to have to come back at some point to start plugging projects.
Yes.
Because I have some projects coming up.
I love it.
Happenstances 3. Horror from the High Dive Volume 2. They're not ready yet.
But almost.
They're almost ready. The Vampire Diaries studio is moving locations. Mm-hmm. So we need to set up our new studio in a different location.
Oh, yeah.
So taking the summer off, taking a couple weeks off, but we will be back for season 4.
Yes.
Vampy D's.
Pete and Ash.
Pete and Ash. We got to finish this series. We got to see what happens.
I know.
Very exciting.
I'm excited. It's been fun hearing your predictions and some of them being exactly right and some of them being so wrong.
Yeah, but they're all pretty good either way. And if they're wrong, they should have happened.
Okay.
And they should hire me to write season 9.
Well, we're gonna watch the originals and all.
Originals, legacies.
I know. I don't want to say all the spin-offs because then it's like too TMI for you. You just got to stay in your lane until you know what's going on.
Are there more than just 2?
I wasn't gonna say legacies.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I know who the originals are, but are we gonna meet these legacies? Are the legacies?
I don't even want you to think about it.
Okay.
No, I don't even want you to think about it. You need to keep your brain in the Vampire Diaries world, and that be all.
And that be all.
Yeah, that's it for you.
Definitely follow at High Dive Publishing on Instagram, and we'll let you know when we're coming back and all my projects.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, good season.
Stay tuned for season 4 with a new theme song.
New theme song.
And we'll get into it in a little bit.
Yep.
Bye.